Right. And some banks made more of a mess of it than others, and we're seeing that in Silicon Valley's case. The issue now, of course, is where do we go from here? And as you mentioned, we've had some hearings this week that have begun that conversation. Biden administration officials, including Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, are starting to suggest that some additional regulatory efforts might be needed, particularly on the mid-sized banks. What do you think the administration should be doing? And are we at the point now where effectively every bank is too big to fail?
Well, the system clearly acted like every bank is too big to fail. And the regulators clearly got concerned a couple weeks ago that if we let one small, medium-sized bank. Now, look, Silicon Valley was at the larger size of a regional bank, but Signature clearly was not as large, and they've been worried about other banks. I think they've decided in the short term that having any bank run, which is exactly what we had at Silicon Valley, having any bank run is not in the best interest of the banking system. The regulatory community, and I'm not going to blame them because I was a risk manager and we were very good at this as well. The regulatory community and risk managers are very good at managing what they've seen in the past. Therefore, they will come up with regulations that deal what we saw during Silicon Valley Bank. But there will be new and different things that happen in the banking system. It's just the way it naturally is. So I think there are some areas where we can improve oversight of banks, where we can improve regulations of banks. One of them that seems relatively obvious is that we had a bank board, and remember the bank board are the independent fiduciaries for the shareholders. Then the shareholders got wiped out in this bank that help oversee management. We had a bank board at Silicon Valley Bank where I think there was maybe one person on that bank board that understood banking. So it would seem to me that we should hold bank boards to be more accountable and have more knowledge, more information about banking, understand what management is doing. Bank boards actually meet with the on-site regulators on an annual basis. And when the regulators come in and talk about what management is doing and what the issues are and what the concerns are, the bank board needs to understand that because they are the ones there that is holding management accountable. And they're the ones whose job is to replace management if management's not doing a good job. So there is going to be some new regulation that comes out of this that will be smart, will be helpful. The key is it can't make small and mid-sized banks uncompetitive because they are the backbone of the U.S. economy. We have to remember that we rely upon small and mid-sized banks to really grow our U.S. economy. Over 50% of the loans that go into the U.S. economy come out of these banks, and they are far better equipped to loan into their local economies and understand the businesses than the big global banks and the big multinational banks.